Good morning, everyone. So yesterday we learned about array type, how to handle array in React. So we discussed about arrays. Array and all primitive types. Already we done with the primitive types and working with the array. So as I already discussed, array configuration, array methods all are same. Only the change is how you present array elements. For that, we need to use iterators and all and define. So one example, I already showed you how to present drop downs, ordered list, unordered list, buttons dynamically. We learned about that. Now let's see the other data types and how to handle them. How the other data types, two more important data types here. You need to understand about binding object type. We need to understand about binding object type. Right? So already in JavaScript you learned what is object. Object is a key value collection. It is a key and value collection. Objects are key and value collection type. Key and value collection, already you know JSON types and formats we discussed. So generally I am not explaining the object type, already we know. Object is a key and value collection, and object is defined with a key and value. What are the basic rules we know? Key is a string type always, right? Key is string type and value can be any type. Key is a string and value can be any type. We have key, string type and value can be any type. Already you learnt about objects and how to manipulate objects also, you know. So what are the various methods related to objects? So we will see here. Generally, the object related reference is created like this. So we are having so here we are designing a constant, and what is it? Product, and is equal to use state, and in this use state we are defining an object here. So object, we have a key and value. So key is some ID, value is number, some name is some string, some price is again a number, and stock is some boolean, some cities is again an array. So we have some cities. You know how objects handles the data, and it have rating. Rating is again an object. You can have an object in object. This contains some rate as 4.5, count as from some 500. Like this, we are having some data. Already you worked with this type of data. So object contains a key and value collection. Key is string and value can be any type. It can be a primitive or non-primitive type. And how do you present these objects? To present the object, suppose here we are presenting the object, so product details. Here we have a data list, data term, some product ID. So how do we access object related values? Simple, we have to use the object name and we have to invoke the members using what? Dot and the member, that is ID. So we can access and we can display. So suppose you want name, then we have to define product dot name, and we have price, that is product dot price, and we have stock, but stock is having a boolean. Yesterday we learned we cannot display boolean. Then we need a condition. What is it? Product dot stock is equal to what? True. Then we put available. Otherwise we have out of stock. That's how we do. Another is cities. Actually, cities is having an array. Then how do you present array? Suppose I am using an ordered list and in that a binding expression, product dot cities. It is an array. How to read elements in array? Map. Map can read every city. For every city, we will create a list item. List item needs a key. Yesterday we learnt, and the value must be displayed in list item like this. And we are displaying that. And I will start this. And we need rating also. We have a data term and what it is rating. How do we display rating? So product dot rating, it is an object type. Object type will have again key and value. Key, we have to access rate. And I will put a span here. So class name as bi star fill something. And here we are having count. So product dot rating dot count. That is the detail we are defining. This is how we access the object and display the details. Here you don't need any DOM methods. Directly access the object and display them. So already we are displaying the object detail here, and all the data will come and display like this. The product ID, the product name, price, stock, cities, and rating. So this is storing data in an object, accessing data from the object and using it. This is a simple concept. So we know we can access the values of any object with reference of what? Key. So the values are accessed with reference of key. So generally how we do, we have an object name and dot key. That's how we do that. And obviously you learned all the object related manipulations in JavaScript. And those manipulations are same. What are object related manipulations? Object manipulations you learned in JavaScript, all those manipulations here also same. What are the manipulations is? So how to read all keys from object. We want to read all the keys from object. Then in JavaScript, you have object dot keys method. To read all the keys from an object, we have object dot keys. By using object dot keys, you can read all the keys from an object. What else you learnt about object? How to remove any specific key. How to remove any specific key from object? By using delete operator. JavaScript have a delete operator. By using that, you can remove any key from an object. If you don't want any key, you can remove by using delete. How to verify, how to check any key. So how to check any key, whether it is available or not. You have to check any key by using in operator of JavaScript. JavaScript have a in operator. By using that in operator, you have to verify. So reading all the keys, removing the keys, and verifying whether a key is present or not, and how to check the data type of value in a key. So by using which JavaScript operator? Type of. You learned, right? By using type of operator, we can verify the data type of value present in any key. These are all general JavaScript operations. In JavaScript, when you learned about an object, you know that object have to manipulate it. It need to be manipulated. And to manipulate, these methods are very important. You can read all the keys by using object.keys. You can remove any specific key by using delete. You can verify whether a key present or not by using in. You can check the data type of value by using type of. These are all general object related manipulations. So these are all JavaScript operators and methods, right? So first I will give one example here. The example, I will copy this and I will paste this. This is the example of data binding dot what JSX. This is data binding related example. Here, all manipulations I am not showing because they are all general JavaScript. Suppose you see, suppose I want to read all the keys of object. To read all the keys of object, usually what we do, suppose I am having ordered list. How do we read all the keys is object, object, object dot keys. We have to use object dot keys. Which object? Object name. Object name is product. So this is going to return the array of all the keys. Whatever keys are available, it returns an array of all the keys. Then how do you use an array? How to read array? We have to use a map. We need to read every key, and for every key we are printing a list item. It will have a key reference with this, and we will print the key also. That means it is going to read all the keys and print them. ID, name, price, stock, cities, rating, all this. What are the keys available? You can verify, you can access by using object.keys. That's a very general technique we use in JavaScript to read all the keys. So object manipulations are same. We have object manipulation same. This is another example. So here no need to explain much because already JavaScript objects, you know, here I am just showing how to write an object, how to access and display. You already learned we can access the keys of an object inside object by using this keyword. You learned this keyword, right? The keys are accessible within the object by using this. Outside the object by using object name. By using object name we access. So this is object. So you have two data types. This is what? Array, and this is what? Object. Now you have object array of objects. Array of objects. How you manage array of objects? That means there are multiple objects stored in an array and you need to present them. This is very big challenge in your JavaScript. Here it is simple. In JavaScript, it is a lengthy process, but it is simple here. What is problem in your JavaScript is, let's see how JavaScript manages and how we manage here. Suppose we are having a HTML page. In this, we have a table, some table with some 100%. Table have a border, and here table have a T head, TR, and TH. Suppose we have name and we have price. Like this, we are having some option. We have T body, that is table body. So we have body on load, that is body load. We are writing a function. The function is body load. Here we are having some data. Suppose globally above here I am having some data. This data is an array of objects. It is having name and it is having price. And this is another object. So mobile and price. Like this, we are having some data. We have another name and some price. We are having the data like this. Now we want to present this data in a tabular form. That means every record we need to present as a row inside table body. Then how do you do that in JavaScript? We need to present that data in a tabular form. In a table, we need to present the data. That is very common requirement. This is general how your data looks like in real time when it comes from a API, database API. It looks like this. It is an array of objects. How you present this data in JavaScript in a tabular form if I want to present, it's a lengthy process. So much work is there. What we have to do, we need to read every record. For every record, we need to create a row. Every row should contain two cells, one for name, another for price. We need to add them into the table body. So how JavaScript manages, see, JavaScript uses a lengthy technique, data dot what map. We read every item, and for every item, we need to create a row where tr is equal to document dot create element. What is it? Tr. That means a row is created for every item. In every row, how many cells we need? Two. Where td name. This is for name. Document dot create element td. So we have to create a table cell. We need another td for price. Document dot what? Create element. This is also td. Two cells are created. What should be in the first cell? Td name inner HTML. We should have item dot name. What should be in TD price inner HTML? We should have item dot what price. Now these two cells must be added into row. That means tr dot append child. We have to use TD name. First cell is added to row. Tr dot append child TD price. Second cell also added to row. Now this row must be added into table body. That means document dot query selector. What is it? T body append child. Into that we have to add the row tr. Now you can see the data is in the table. That is how JavaScript have to present its data in a tabular form. This is just a table. Suppose I need to design a card style. Suppose I need to design different styles, then it takes lot of logic. And this is very common thing. Whenever data comes from any API, we need to present the data in a tabular form. And designing such tables in JavaScript is a lengthy process. Just after all, I am using only two fields. Now imagine if I have to use lot of fields with complex data. That means in one cell, image, in another cell, some video, in another cell, some buttons. That is very complex. And this is there any alternative way for designing a table? There is no chance. In JavaScript, this is the only way. So this is the only way how you design the data tables and present data dynamically. What is the point here? You add one more record here. So name is some jeans something, and we have price, some price we have, and automatically this is added into the row. So this is the way how you have to manage complex data while working with JavaScript. This is an array of objects, and in React it is simple. In React, you don't need to work this much hard. You don't need to write this much logic because React doesn't require to create elements using DOM methods. It has a simple virtual JSX technique. Let's see how React can do this. I will copy this data. This is an array of objects. Let's see how React will do this now. I will here we will remove this and we will put a constant, that is what products is equal to use state, and it is an array of objects. I am just using like this. For your clarity sake, in new lines I written all the data is in the state. Now products is an array. It is an array of what type? Object type. It is an array of object. Now I want to present this in a tabular form. So we have a table. So class table and table hover and table sum. That's enough. This is table. This is actually bootstrap table classes. They show the table like this. Actually, the table will be empty as of now. In this, we have t head, tr, th. One is name. Another one is what? Price. Two details we need for table. And in the table body, we need to generate the data. So in React, it is simple. Put a binding expression. And what is the collection? Collection is what? Products. Products is an array. Then what you have to do? Map and read every product. And for every product, we need to generate a row. For every product, we need to generate a row. This row should have a key. I will give the key as some product, just roughly. Any key you can define. Now, in that row, we need two cells. First cell, here what to display? Product dot what? Name. In the second cell, what to display? Product dot what? Price. And that's enough. Automatically the data is generated here. What is it? Product, right? Product dot price. Then it is going to get that and show. This is very simple. Earlier, the same thing in JavaScript, lot of DOM requirements. You have to create elements, append elements, and that is the way how JavaScript works. And here we need to do all this in a simple technique. Just we are using a mapping technique and we are doing. And later you will learn more complex data. This is just a simple data I am showing. We can do a lot of design. Suppose you see, suppose at the top we have a heading actions. And here I am adding one more cell. In this cell, we have a button. So class btn warning and bi pen fill. That is one button. And margin x2. Okay. We have another button. So class btn danger bi trash. So you can see you have these buttons. That means we created a table for the data. We can, in the next levels of React, what you will learn is bringing the data from database and showing the data here, and learning CRUD operations like insert, update, delete. We will make these buttons function. Edit button will open the record in edit mode. You modify and save. Delete button will delete the record. We will design a full stack application interacting with database and server side APIs. This is just you are learning how data is presented, and how data is presented in a complex format. Remember, I just used a tabular form. Later you have to design cards like and different styles. We will see other types also, how to manage, how do we present. But this is a complex data, little complex data. So this is array of what? Objects, array of objects. So actually data from API, data from API is data from API is accessed in JSON format. So usually JSON comprises of an object with the key and value, or an array with a collection of objects, So syntactically it is like array and array of objects, key and value. So another key value. This is an array. Complex real-time data you will see later once you know the presentation. And generally the basic array iterators are used to read and present data. What are the array iterators? We have a map and we have what? For each. We can use these basic iterators. Array presentation already we know. Just I am showing this time this is not a simple array. It is an array of what? Objects. So there can be more complex nested data also. So in next levels, we will learn some real-time data, how to deal with some real-time data coming from APIs and all. So this is different type of data that you generally learn in JavaScript, the same in React, but React provides simple techniques for presentation. So this is example I will give. In this example, this is data binding dot what? JSX. This is the example. I will copy this. This is example of presenting data in a simple tabular form. In a tabular form, we are presenting it. So you have learned how to present a simple array and an object and array of objects. More complex data you will see in the next levels. We will try that. Next important, in many interviews of React also they ask, what are the issues with object type? What are the issues with object type? That is very common question in interviews. Because in JavaScript, when you are dealing with object, one of the main issue is, what are the issues? The frequently asked question is, what are the issues with object? So what are the issues with object type data here? What are the major issues with object type data? In JavaScript, you already learned what are the issues with object data is key must be always string type. That means you cannot have a numeric key or a boolean key. Key must be always only string type. It is one important. It requires all explicit methods for manipulation. It requires all explicit methods for manipulation. To read elements from object, to read the keys, to read the values, to read the keys and values, to remove a key, to verify whether key present or not. For every purpose, you need an explicit operator. Already just now I showed you how you delete a key by using a JavaScript operator called delete. How you verify whether a key exists or not by using in. Those are not object related operators. They are separate explicit operators you have to use in object. Due to that, what happens? It is slow in interactions. It is slow in interactions. It is not fast in interactions. That is one problem with object type. So always the keys are string type and it needs all explicit methods and it is slow. But one advantage is there. What is the advantage is it is structured. So it is structured data. It is a good structured data. So this is not issue. It is structured. That means this is not good for schemaless. Schemaless data. Schemaless data means structureless data. It is good for managing structured data and not good for managing structureless data. Structured data means what? All keys, string, all values, other types. That is good structured. Structureless means sometimes one key will be string, another key will be number. Then such data it cannot handle. If my data is structureless, because in real time databases are different types. In real time databases are different types. You learn different types of databases are there. What are the different types of databases? Databases are different types. What are those? Actually, so many databases. We have cloud databases. So we have object-oriented databases, object-oriented database. We have entity database. We have distributed database, We have NoSQL database, NoSQL or non-SQL databases. You have self-driven database, self-driven databases. Databases are so many types. So databases, different kinds of databases are there. In real-time projects for different business, data comes from different types of databases. And actually databases are structured database, we have semi-structured database, we have structureless database. Databases are categorized into so many. You may be learning about only one or two, but in reality there are so many databases: structured database, semi-structured databases, structureless database. We have SQL databases, non-SQL databases, self-driven databases, distributed databases, so many. So this object is not good in dealing with what kind of data? Structureless. Structureless data it cannot handle easily. That is the reason you have a solution in JavaScript. What is the solution for this in JavaScript? JavaScript have a map type. JavaScript have a map type. Map is also, it is a key and value collection. It is a key and value collection. And what is the specialty here is key can be any type and value can be any type. Any type. You can have any type key, any type value. And very important, it provides implicit methods. Implicit methods. It will provide implicit methods. That is the reason it is faster than object. It is faster than object. In several React interviews for even experienced people, this question is a very common question we have seen. And the question is, what is difference between an object and a map? And these are the differences between object and map. So object is key string type and map is key any type. Object needs explicit methods and key needs implicit. Key have implicit method. Map have implicit methods. And important is one difference is map is structureless. If you have to deal with structured data, map is not good. For structured data, object is good. Structureless data, then we can use map. In different occasions of real-time project development, you will come across with structureless data. There you have to use these maps. Majority data is structured only. But in some rare occasions, you have to deal with structureless data. There you have to use the map. That means actually how you configure the map, data is equal to what? New map. And you know map how handles the data. What are the methods? So we have set. It will set a key and a value. How to access? Get. By using get we can access. So if you want to remove, we have to use what? Remove. Remove the key. If you want to remove all the keys, we have clear. So if you want to find whether key present or not, has. If you want to know how many keys are present, we have size. If you want to read all the keys, you have keys. You want to read all the values, then values. Values. You want to read both keys and values, entries. These are all the methods of map. So in JavaScript, you already learn all these map related methods. What are the map methods? For adding data, for reading the data, removing the data, clearing all the data, verify whether key is present or not. These are all implicit methods. You can read all the keys by using just keys. You can read all the values by using values. You can read both keys and values by using what? Entries. So these are all implicit methods, because if object have to deal with this, then what object will do? Object is going to use the methods. So external methods it has to use. But here it manages everything using internal methods. So these are the map related options. So when you are dealing with any structureless data, you will understand how do we handle and how do we work with this data. You will see that. But in JavaScript already people know this. We have two. One is object, another one map. So we can set, get everything by using these maps, right? Okay, this is different type of data you have to handle. As I told you, these all actually this much also not required to discuss in React, because people for React when they come, they know all this and they come. So I am just taking additional time to explain for the people who don't have an awareness on such concepts, because these are not React concepts, these are all JavaScript. I'm just refreshing those points because React is for the people who know all this, right? But still sometimes you may not be aware of certain concepts. So little bit overview I am giving for that. These are not React topics. These are all JavaScript. Here in React, you are learning how do we present them, not working with them. Okay. So these are all the non-primitive types. What are the non-primitive types we are having? So we have an array, we have an object, another one map. There is an old data type called set. We don't use those sets anymore. So we prefer using maps and objects. These are important. Now another important is in React, you should learn how to handle date type. you need to learn how to handle the date type. Usually how you store the date, how you access and use the date. In JavaScript, how you store a date and how you present the date. That is another important point. Let's see this example already given up, right? In JavaScript, how you manage the dates. Let's see. So I am creating a constant. This is MFD. MFD is some manufactured is equal to what? Use state. Manufactured. I want to store some date inside it. How do you store the date value inside it? Can I store date value like this? Suppose 10 Feb. So 2024. That is invalid. You cannot store date in this way in JavaScript. Then how do you store date? So to store date in JavaScript, you have to use a new date constructor now. You have to use a date constructor. By using the date constructor, you can store the date. But here you see here, I am using a paragraph. I am displaying here MFD, manufactured. You see the manufactured date. So it is not showing the date. And you check here, inspect. So you see some error is here. And error is, it is saying objects are not valid in child. Because this is a date object you are creating. It says that in state you cannot create objects. So I am trying to remove this new. Just I am using date. I am using date. So now the date is going to display here. Usually in your JavaScript, you use a new operator. Here in the state, already memory is newly allocated. You have to just use date. Right? JavaScript requires a new, and here we just need to define this date. So date is stored in this way. Now, this is the current date and time. If you want any specific date and time, usually in JavaScript, we have to put the date here. Date should be in which format? Year, month, day. So 2025 01, that is month, and 22, that is day. That means we are trying to store specific date, and you see it is not changing. Date is not changing because there are so many points I will tell you, because it will not allow to set values in state. State is only for initializing. You cannot set the values. To set values, you need some events, you need some actions that I will tell now. We will discuss about that, how to handle. So you cannot set values in state. So many points are there. Let's see. So as of now, you just mention date and it is displaying the date. How to set the dates we will learn, because till now we are not using setter. We are using only getter. How do we set? We will learn about that. So initially, this date must be displayed in a proper way. And what you learned about date here. So date values are stored using a date constructor. Using date constructor. This already you know. Date values are stored using a date constructor. By using date constructor, you store that. And JavaScript date and time functions are used to present date. So date and time functions are used to present date. But one problem is there. React cannot present the date in the desired format that you want. It have a predefined formats. What are the date and time functions you learned in JavaScript? Date and time functions: get, hours, get minutes, get seconds, get milliseconds. So we have get date, get date, get day, get month, and get full year. Two local date string, two date string, two local time string, and two time string. These are actually date and time related functions you have learned to access and display the date in JavaScript. In JavaScript, how you store the date? By using a date constructor. How you present the date? By using all these functions. These are all JavaScript date and time functions used for presenting the date. You can present the date by using these. You have a setter functions also. So what are the setter functions? We have set hours, we have like set minutes, so we have like set seconds, so we have so set milliseconds, you have like a set date, we have set month, set day will not be there, set full year. All these are setter functions. So JavaScript will teach you all these methods for presenting and handling the dates. Usually date handling is done by using these methods in JavaScript. But in React, some issues are there. What are the issues in React is presenting date in a proper format have a lot of issues. So that means these are all present, but they will not allow you to present in your own desired format, So you see here, what happens is I'm using manufactured two local date string we are using. Actually, two local date string, two date string, these are all the methods of date. And when I am trying to present it to date string, and you can see it shows an error. It says to date string is not a function. Actually, it is a function. Suppose you see inspect. Let's go to the console. And here, let's try one example here where now is equal to new date. That means I am showing you just how date works in your JavaScript. And what we are doing, so now dot to date string, and you see it shows it. JavaScript having two dot string, two time string, two local date string, all are present, but React is not allowing. That means React is not allowing to use this. That means in React, you cannot use these date functions to present date and time. This is one problem here. Then how do you present date and time values in a proper format? Simple date it is showing, but complex formats, I want like Friday, February 7, 2025. That's not allowing because see, I'm here using the same function here also. In React also, I am using the same function. In React, I am using the same function. And here in JavaScript, it is working fine. But in React, it is not working here. Here it is not working. So then how date is presented in a proper way? Actually, in your JavaScript also, if you want to present date in a proper way in your own style, then JavaScript provides some date and time libraries. You have to download them and import and use those libraries. In real world project environment, JavaScript date and time methods are not enough. They are not enough to present date in our own style. They are okay but they are not suitable for every requirement. We have to create our own style. So JavaScript have a lot of third-party libraries for handling dates. React have to use those libraries. By using those libraries, we can present the date. Directly, we cannot present the date. We cannot present the date and time values. So the issue here is, so here the problem is React cannot use the date and time functions of JavaScript to present in desired format. React uses, React requires various third-party libraries to handle date and time. So the popular date and time libraries of JavaScript are, we are having libraries like Moment, Day.js, and Luxon. These are very popular date and time libraries of JavaScript. So even in JavaScript also we can use these libraries. So because in JavaScript to present date in a proper format, even those functions also not enough every time. So for example, we have to write a lot of logic. And here these are ready-made libraries. The popular JavaScript libraries in the world for handling date and time across all technologies, these three are popular: Moment, Day.js, and Luxon. These are popular date and time libraries for JavaScript based technologies. It is not only React, Angular, React, Vue, JavaScript. Every technology people who are dealing with JavaScript, they use these libraries. They are very popular libraries for handling date and time. So usually you can see here, I am writing, suppose I will show you the issue here. Okay, this is your general, yeah. This is your JavaScript, HTML JavaScript page. I'm showing you what are the issues in your JavaScript presenting the date. Suppose we are having MFD is equal to new date, and in that we are passing 2024, some month is 12, day is 20. Okay, that is the date we are having. Now document I am manufactured, and usually you see it is going to present the date like this. And actually in JavaScript you have two local date string. Two local date string means it will present date like this. You have like two date string. Two date string means it is going to present date in this format. But I don't want like this. I want this Friday, complete word Friday. December, complete word December. And I want 20 December, Friday 2024. Order also different. That means I want first 20 number, December, Friday 2024. I want in that order. It's not possible. JavaScript don't have any solution for that. You cannot present in the same way how JavaScript is giving. We want our own style, and JavaScript don't have. And in JavaScript, what you learn for this, how to present in your own style. In JavaScript, to do that, it's a lengthy process. What we do to present in our own style, we have to create a weekdays array. Weekdays array like Sunday, so like Monday. Like this, we have to create weekdays array. Tuesday, so Wednesday, like this. So we have like Thursday. Shortcut, I'm using Friday. We have like Saturday. So like this, we need to give short, lengthy. We need to create months array. months array like January. So like February, like this we need to create. I means I'm writing short, you have to write lengthy. Yeah? March, April, all this. So May, June, like this we need to write all you have to write. So temporarily here I will change the month to 3. Okay. Now see what happens is here to present the date we are using first I want day number. Then we will use manufacture dot get date. It will get the day number. You see day number is 20. After that I want weekday number. That means we have a manufactured dot get day. We'll get the weekday number. Weekday number starts with 0, 1, 2, 3. 0 means Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, like that it will use. So suppose I'm using weekday, it is returning number, but I want weekday name. Then usually what we have to do, we have to pass this number into weekdays array. Then it is going to display the weekday name. That means manually we have to do everything. Suppose I want the month name. I want the month name. Then we have to use what? Months array into that manufactured dot get month. Get month. It will get the month number. Then it will display the month name. This is lengthy process. This you usually learn in JavaScript because JavaScript will teach you how you present dates in a desired format and which is not possible directly in React. In React, you cannot do this. Now in React, instead of wasting time in all this logic, React provides third-party libraries, you can use them. One popular library is Moment. You see, this is Moment JS. This is Moment JS. This is Moment JS. This is Moment JS. And this is a popular library for date. To display date and time in a different format. This is one famous library. This is Moment. There is another library called what? Luxon. There is another library called Day.js. Day.js library is also there. This is Day.js. This is another JavaScript library. Day.js is another JavaScript library and it is an alternative to Moment. It is an alternative to Moment. JavaScript people, while working with different JavaScript based technologies, they don't waste time in writing the code and designing it. They use these third-party libraries. They will provide simple techniques. By using them, we can present. But all third parties are not similar. Every third party have a different approach. So let's see how we can present date in a proper way in our application, in React application. Actually, for that we need one extra library. What is that library? Moment or Day.js or Luxon. So what I am doing here, I am removing this because we know that it cannot use those functions here. Okay. Then I am installing a library here. Open the terminal, npm install. What is it? Moment and save. We have to install this Moment. Let's install the Moment library. After installing the Moment library, you have to import Moment in your component. Let's import Moment in our component. What is that import? What is it? Moment from Moment. We have to import this Moment from the Moment library. And how to use it? We can access here Moment. Moment uses date. That means which value you want to convert. So which value we want to convert? Manufacture. And what format you want to apply. you can apply the format for this. Format, we should be careful because we need to learn from their website. In their website, for format, date, time, formats they will give. For example, suppose the format, let's see what they have given in their website. Which one? Moment.js. Yeah. When I open this Moment.js, you can see in Moment.js, they given the formats like this. For month, they have uppercase M. And for date, if you want date in this format, they have DO. For year, what they have? YYY. Uppercase, lowercase also matters. You see, in lowercase, you give date in 4 characters, then it will display in this way. That means these we need to follow there. That means what we have to do here, format. What is the format? I will give here, the format is DDD. So that is the format I am applying here. It says Friday. And what I will do, space. I will give, I want the month, MMMM. Then it will display the month. Order your wish. First you want month, second you want this. Anywhere you can put. I want a day number, DO. That means the day number. So, or I will move this DO before this. What is it? DO. Then it will be 5th February. And I want here. So YY. And it will display in that way. And you miss the capitalization. Suppose you given MM, then you see it will not show properly. So because MM, this is uppercase. 2 characters means it is a number. 3 means it is a short month format. 4 means it is a long month format. This is the good way of presenting the date. So even JavaScript also can use this. In JavaScript, you can download this library, link the moment file, and you can implement it. But in JavaScript, third parties, you don't learn much. In JavaScript, they should not teach you third parties also. Why? Because JavaScript should teach you the complete actual process. That means they have to teach you the complete logical way of designing. Later, when you come to these libraries, you will learn the easiest way of presenting them. But these are the popular libraries used in React for presenting date. If you don't use these libraries, you have to follow the same technique I showed you in JavaScript. In JavaScript, what we do, create one array for months, create one array for days, and use those numbers and methods and implement them. So React date handling is different when compared to your JavaScript. So here you need a library. What is that library? Moment. You can use any library, but this is simple and easy library to use. So here, how do we define that? So I will give here setup moment in your project. Setup moment in your project. How do we set? First, open terminal, install moment. So npm install moment and save. Import moment into component. We have to do that by using import statement. Import moment from moment. After that, so define format for your date value using moment. You have to define date value for your moment. So what you have to do here, we have a constant, some MFD is equal to use state. We have which one? Date. Date constructor is defined. And how do we present that? So we have to present MFD. So for that we have to use moment. Into that pass MFD dot what format. And here you have to define the format. So date, time, format you have to pass here. And usually how we pass the formats. So we have like DO. What is this DO is doing? It shows some fifth or seventh like this. DD, this is 05. That is actually short date. And, and we have another one. So this is a DDDF 4D we are using D. This is short. This is like FRI. 4, this will be like what? Friday. And we have like MM. This is MM. MM is month number. Suppose like 02. And MMM, this will be like what? Feb. 4, this will be like February. We have like YY, this is 25. So YYYY, this is like 2025. Like this, different formats will be there. You can visit the website for more formats and you will get it. This is their official website. So you can visit that website to get the different formats. Momentjs.com. In that they will show you so many formats of date and time. So presenting date and time in React is not same as you do in your JavaScript. So here we need some third-party libraries. Through them you have to present. So that is presenting date and time. How we can present date and time. I hope you are clear. Right. So because first in React.js, what you have to learn is how to handle different types of data, binding different types of data. So because our main concept is presentation, and that is all done by using this technique. So this example I will copy. I will copy this example just roughly. We are using some format here, data binding.jsx. So this is all the data types you need to handle. One more data type is there. One more data type is what? We have a regular expression. You have a regular expression type. In JavaScript, already you learned how to write regular expressions, right? Regular expression means how to verify password starting with one uppercase letter. It is 4 to 15 characters. You learned how to write the regular expressions in JavaScript. So regular expressions in JavaScript, actually regular expression uses meta characters and quantifiers. Expression is enclosed in a // in JavaScript. We enclose regular expression in // here also same we have to use. And how to verify the expression? Expression is verified by using, it is verified by using match method. By using match method. These are all you know in JavaScript. In JavaScript, how you write a regular expression, how you verify regular expression. In React also same. In React also the expression will be similar. For example, how you learnt in JavaScript, meta characters, quantifiers, the same thing. Suppose you see here, I am writing in your JavaScript, how you verify is actually, suppose we have a script, we have a password. So prompt, I am saying enter password. Roughly, I am giving through prompt. Now, according to our requirement, password must be 4 to 15 characters, alphanumeric, at least one uppercase letter must be there. That is general condition. How you write in JavaScript? In JavaScript, we write a regular expression. How the regular expression is written in double slash. And how you write question mark equal dot star square dot star square a hyphen z, and this is slash w4 comma 15. You learned this, how to write regular expression. This indicates that password must be 4 to 15 characters with at least one uppercase letter. These are general things you learn in HTML and JavaScript, how to write expression. How to verify whether your password is matching or not. We have to write a condition. If password dot what? Match. Match with what? Regular expression. Then we will put a message document dot write password verified. Verified. Otherwise, we will put a message document dot write. So password at least password 4 to 15. So with at least one uppercase letter required. This message we are giving required, and I will put a font color red. And usually when you run this, it is asking password. I entered some password with alphanumeric, but it is not a valid one because it needs one uppercase letter. I am writing password. So 1, 2, 3 and one uppercase letter I added somewhere. Now it is okay. It says password verified. That's how generally you write regular expressions in your JavaScript. JavaScript regular expressions are enclosed in slash. And regular expressions are written by using meta characters and quantifiers. The same thing in React also. In React also, regular expressions are written by using what? By using this. And suppose you see, I'm using here. Let's see in React how you do this. Regular expression is same. So in React, usually what we do is, suppose we are asking constant password is equal to use state. We will take from where? Prompt. And we will say enter what? Password. And we need to verify this and display. Then you know you cannot write a if condition. Here we have to use an expression password dot what? Match. Match with regular expression directly I am writing here. What is the regular expression here? Question mark equal dot star square a hyphen z and slash w and 4 comma 15. So if it is matching, then it should display question mark. It's a verified. If it is not matching, we should say invalid password, something. So you see now when I run this, it is asking password. I entered password something and it should say invalid. I entered password correctly. So 1, 2, 3 and some uppercase letter. Anywhere you add an uppercase letter, then okay, it says verify. So that is how we verify the regular expressions in React. Same in JavaScript how you do, but we have to use the method called match. Same thing, same match is used. So syntactically, suppose we are having a constant mobile and is equal to use state. Now it is a number 98765432110. That is a number. But I want to verify the mobile number starting with plus 9110 digits. Then what we do? Mobile dot what? Match with regular expression. What is the regular expression? Slash plus 91 slash D. How many digits? 10. If it is matching, then verified. If it is not matching, you say invalid mobile. That's how we do. How to write mobile validation, password validations you learned in JavaScript. How you verify mobile numbers, user IDs, passwords with certain patterns. The same thing we have to follow here. So we are going to handle all these by using match, right? These are all JavaScript data types, and you learned how to handle these types in this React. So I will give one example. So data binding dot JSX. So this is the example. In this example, just we are having additionally the regular expression. So these are all the JavaScript data and how you handle the data in React. So let's take a summary. What are the types? So what are the different data types you learned? Primitive types. In primitive types, what we have? Number, string, boolean, null, undefined. Another one is a symbol, another big int. These are all the primitive types. What are non-primitive types? Non-primitive type, we have an array, we have an object, and we have a map. So the additional types we have like date. Another one is regular expression. These are all different types of data in JavaScript and React, in Angular, or any JavaScript technology. In any JavaScript technology, data will be among these. Only among these. And we need to present different kinds of data in React. But still, you are still in a one-way binding only. What is one-way binding? Accessing data from a reference and displaying. Now, how do we store the data into it? Means setting. You just learned get. Now, how do we set the values? How two-way binding works? It should collect the data from us. It should store the data in the reference and display the data. How two-way binding is going to work in React and how we set the values. This is important. That we'll see in next session. I hope you are clear. So you are clear with all the data types handling. Now we can design examples in React. To design examples and work with examples, these basics are important to understand. Once you know this, we will start working with this, right? And our next session will be again on Monday. Saturday, no session. Tomorrow, no session. Again, our session will be on Monday. Monday, we will have the session. Okay. Monday will continue. And Monday, I will share a Google Classroom code. Till that moment, Drive link, I will upload these notes. Monday, we will have a Google Classroom code. You have to attend. You can get the notes from that Google Classroom. I will share that on Monday session. Okay. Right. Thank you.
Online students, in Monday we given the in Google Classroom access. You don't worry, guys. Monday we given the official notes link on Monday. Monday you can check the mail after the class. Sir, class you can check there. And tomorrow no class, guys. Next class on Monday. Tomorrow no class. Monday after the class we given the notes link. We do, and you don't worry. And anyone paid the with recording session, you can check the mail. Yesterday night we send the mail. If anyone paid the recording session UI with React students, you can check the mail. In Naresh it is supporting. In yesterday night checking the mail, send the mail. Guys, anyone want to course content and you can send to admin number. I will share you. If anyone want to course content React.js 19 version, and you can send a WhatsApp message to my number and I will share the Google Drive and you can find it. And official notes link we will given on Monday. Monday after the class we given the notes link. You have no doubt, you can leave the session. Thank you, guys.